If you're looking for better insight on bikes and bike parts, you came to the right place. Check out this bike from Collective. This bike is pretty hot. We've been going through them. A lot of people have been buying them because they just love this bike. And I'm going to tell you everything about this bike, from how it's made, what colors it comes in, and what pretty much all the parts on it. So yeah, you're watching an explain and review on the Collective C100. So I've been doing my videos differently. If you watched them recently, you know I'm doing them a little bit differently. If you like this way, leave a comment below. Let me know how you like them. If this way is better, you can see more of the products, kind of know what's going on. I just want to bring some more life to these videos and show you up and close of what these bikes come with and explain it as best as I can to give you guys the best information to make the best deal. So let's get to it. Start from the grips. The grips are Collective like rib style grip. These things are pretty basic grip. These grips here are made out of Creighton. They're not too thick, not too thin. They are, I'll be straight up with you, I'm not trying to be hiding anything, but they are a little bit loose on the bar, so I would probably recommend buying another set of grips, which isn't very common because every single bike I buy, I have to switch out the grips. If you're a real rider, you do not ride the bikes with stock grips unless it comes with the aftermarket grip that you love. But stock bikes usually come with something basic to get you rolling, and they may put money somewhere else to help you stay rolling and know that the minimal things are going to get changed out anyways. So I think that's what Collective did, because he brought a bunch of other cool stuff to this bike and kind of sacrificed the grips. So that's easy fix. Going on to the brake lever. These are the Shimano 201 brake levers. Everybody loves these brakes. I do too. Main reason is that they're really at a reasonable price. They work really well. They're easy to bleed. Just everything about these are very, very simple. So it makes it a great buy and an easy buy. So I think that's pretty cool that they have them on here. Going to the shifter. This is a 10-speed shifter from Shimano, which is a Dior. Dior is like a middle brand, well, no, I would say mid-level shifter components. From anything they do is kind of a mid-level between like a cross country and a downhill. So it's like in the mediocre range to be tough and affordable. So I think that's pretty cool that they have that here. This has a 10-speed shifter, so it's a trigger. So when you trigger it like this, it's gonna go up a gear, and when you push it like this, it's gonna go down a gear. I know that's weird, but when the gear gets smaller in the back, it actually means the gear is going up, and then when it gets bigger, it's actually going down. So I know it gets a little confusing, but this is only a one buy, so it'd be easy for you to get used to shifting the gears. I'll tell you a little bit more about that and once I get to the bike, so you could kind of understand it. The bars come with some super wide Collective bars. They got a pretty cool logo graphic right here. Also right here to show you, we got a 31/8 clamp right here. I mean a bar size, and the stem is a 31/8. It has these little notches so that you can rotate the bars where you like and get it solid every time. A lot of the pros will mark it right here and mark the line, and you could twist or move your bars and line it up no problem every single time. Going to the stem is a little bit different. It's got almost like a integrated cap on here, which looks kind of cool. So it's on the top of it, see how it's kind of there's not your standard circle, so I think that's pretty cool. Also, the stem is a little bit different. Notice how it doesn't sit equally in the middle, so you can flip this over if you want to drop the bars some or not. Also too is that it's got a pretty tall steer tube on there, so you can lower the stem, move it up and down. Also too, it's got a tapered headset. I know a lot of people have been looking for this headset, so we do have them coming in very soon. So just hit that link up there and you can get a headset. If the link's not working, it's because we haven't got it yet, but keep checking back on it and it'll send you a link to get that headset if you need that. Going down to the fork, this comes with the SR Suntour fork. This one has about 100 millimeters of travel. It also has a lockout on here, so pretty much when it's open, see how it's open right there? Whoa, did that thing just pop off? Oh. Yeah, so that cap, oh, there we go. it was kind of floating. It felt weird. So yeah, you just push it on, now it's stuck. So that this way's open. When you turn it the other way, it locks it. So when it's open, your suspension moves up and down. When you lock it out, the suspension won't move up and down, or be a lot harder. May have like a barely any flex or any travel. So you can kind of just decide what you want to do. Going to the front axle is a quick release. Let me show you on this side. A lot of people don't know how to tighten this up. On these quick release, this isn't a wrench. So you don't want to just twist this thing until it's tight. You actually, if you look at it, this has a cam system. See how when it's flipped open, it has a really thin piece of aluminum on this side, and then as you turn it, the thicker side spins over and it actually pulls the axle and makes the axle tight. So you don't want it where you need to be Hercules to open this thing and Hercules to close this thing. You just want to have a good firm pressure on there, and you always want it on the left side when you're sitting on the bike. Also too, this is the position you want it. You want it about right here. Don't have it down here like a goofball. If you have it down here, you're a complete goofball and everybody knows you're a noob. So definitely don't do that. But put it right here, put it up on the top. That's a good spot for it. Pretty cool. I hope that helped you guys out. Going to the front tire, this has a pretty wide tire. It is a 29 by 2.0. It is narrower than like a hookworm or something like that. But this thing has tons of grip on it. This looks like a Kenda tire. Yes, it is a Kenda tire. So there's good rubber compound, and it is directional. Notice how the arrow's kind of going forward. Going to the rim, this one has an aero domed double watt alloy rim. It's got galvanized spoke nipples, stainless steel spokes, alloy hub. The front hub is a semi-sealed, which means it just has a dust cover. So it is ball bearing, has dust cover on it. So yeah, that's what that hub is to bring down the price of this bike. Going to the rotor, it does have a 160 rotor. Right out of the box, the rotor is pretty straight. Going to the brake, still has the Shimano 201 brake on here. This thing works wonders, easy to adjust. If it's rubbing, you could loosen these up and reposition the brake to get it from rubbing. There's also this little cable guide right here. Make sure that's on there, else your cable will be getting into your rim and jacking that all up. We talked a little bit about the frame. This frame is full aluminum, super beefy. Look at the big old welds right here, the giant head tube, hydroform tubing, so the tubing isn't straight, it's actually squared, and then it changes thickness and style down here. So the frame looks pretty cool. Also, the top tube kind of has a little arch to it. Let me see if I get lower. Has a little bit arch to it. It kind of flows up a little bit bigger. Has a lot of welding area. Going to the seat stays, all those are pretty big. It also has bolt holes right here for a rear rack if you decide to put a rear rack on it. There's a bunch of other little accessories that you can add on it. It's got a quick release seat clamp, 31/8, 72 aluminum seat post. It's got a pretty basic padded seat, but this seat is actually pretty cush. So I haven't seen too many of these skinny seats this cushiony, but it is pretty cushiony. So it's good starter seat. Going down to the bottom bracket is a Euro bottom bracket, so it has threads inside of there. It's got an outboard bottom bracket with a 24 millimeter spindle. So this is a Holotech style crank system with a 34 tooth in the front. So this is a single speed in the front. Don't go walking around and sound like a nerd and say your bike's a 10 speed. People call this a 1x now, so just say, hey, I got a 1x10. You know what I mean? Don't look dumb and say, hey, I got a 10 speed. It's not a 10 speed, it's a 1x. And usually we just say 1x, and they'll be like, oh, what do you have, like 12? Or no, I got 10. Oh, okay, cool. So I hope that helped you. Also too, right here they have a chain guide right here. This is to help keep the chain on. So if the chain's falling off your front sprocket, you probably need this thing right here to be set up right so it doesn't fall off. But don't have it too tight where it's rubbing like crazy when you're in the low gear back here. Good I can't really tell if it's steel or alloy. It kind of looks like a steel sprocket, but it's got tapered teeth and they're all notched. So if you did want to put like a multi-speed on here, you probably could. Going to the pedals, you got a pretty basic alloy pedal on here. You got a 10-speed. Let me see what this is. Can't tell what chain it is. Can't tell what style chain this is. But it's got a 10-speed chain on there. Nothing too crazy. Going to the back, you got the Shimano 201 brake on here. You got the 160 rotor on the back, same as the front. Going to the hub on the rear hub, also a semi-sealed rear hub. Same tires, same rim, same spoke nipples. They do have a 10-speed on here, so look at, there's 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10. And you also got a 10-speed Shimano Dior derailleur back here. If you're wondering like how to keep your gears adjusted and stuff like that, the easiest thing to do is just to make sure that when the gear's in the correct gear, this derailleur is in the center of whatever gear that it's supposed to be in. And if you can line that up, most of the time it'll drop into all the other gears perfect. But check out my other videos if you want to learn how to adjust your derailleur and stuff like that. Also too, check this out. You guys might be having this problem if you're running pegs, but this has a quick release. And if you put a different wheel or you put pegs on here and you broke this little piece here, this thing's called the derailleur hanger. All of them are different. They're really hard to find. So if you're trying to find this specific one, I actually have a link right there to that specific derailleur hanger, so you can buy it if you mess that up. Also too, on our product page, I put a lot of info about this bike. So if you want to buy replacement parts or something messes up, you can just buy the replacement part and I suggest it to you. And it just makes it easier for you to get your bike rolling. But all in general, this bike is pretty rad. If you have this bike, let me know what color you have. This bike is available in the USA right now in the colors of black and yellow. There was also the gray and orange, which we sold out. And then I have the blue with the pink stickers. Black and blue are the ones that I have left. If you've seen stuff on their website and stuff like that, you got to realize that a lot of that stuff is in the UK. It never comes into California. So the bikes that we have and will have in the future are the bikes that came to the US, and the ones that came from the UK are different colors. So just keep that in mind. We get a lot of people asking us about that. If I could get them this blue one with the different colors and da-da-da. No, I can't. They only send certain bikes out here because they're labeled certain ways. Like certain bikes have to have front and rear brakes, whereas in California they don't. So there's a bunch of weird stuff that all us know-it-alls don't really know, and that's why the bikes aren't allowed over here, because they do certain color schemes to kind of differentiate them and to allow you to get the correct bikes to the right country. So you're kind of stuck with that. If you like those other bikes, you're gonna have to buy it from UK, and most likely the brakes will be opposite. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, that's it for the C100. I hope you liked this video. If you did, or I'm missing some information, leave me a comment below. Let me know what I'm missing. I'll try to research it, or I'll answer your question to help you understand more about this bike. And remember, always shop at stackbmx.com. Thanks a lot. Peace out.